Good evening. Welcome in Daily UPC Today audio program. Global War INC. The Times of India. Why do so many wars carry on and on? Because the political, military, industrial complex wants them to. Over the weekend, tens of thousands of Israelis began 4 days of demonstrations against their government over its handling of the Gaza war. But is Netanyahu listening? No. In ports across the world, some workers and others have protested shipments of military cargo to Israel. Has that halted Israel's offensive? No. This dissonance between decision makers and increasingly vocal popular opinion shows why it is really difficult to stop conflicts today. The political, military, industrial complex arms companies benefit from wars. Generals who don't usually die fighting like weapons. Therefore, they like arms companies. But the influence of arms companies on political leadership is less discussed. Per SIPRI, CIPRI, Europe is witnessing record defense spending with companies like Germany's uh, Rheinmetall and France Dassault Avi- Aviation witnessing 365% and 89% growth respectively in share prices. Almost all politicians like companies that are doing well. They they like jobs being created and they respect their generals. Plus, wanting to be macho in a universal political weakness. Hence, the political industrial military complex. Joy's financing. Look at Biden. Despite protest from young Democrats, he continues to ship weapons to Israel. He also says protesters have a point, but he fears cutting off weapons supplies to Tel Aviv might jeopardize his re-election campaign. American arms firms like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and General Dynamics are big political financiers, and generals want weapons to be tested. Tail, tail wagging the dog. Africa in Avas with weapons and multiple conflict zones. Little wonder all top weapons manufacturers have a presence on the continent. Russia is a leading arms supplier in the sub-Saharan region. China is close behind in second spot, while US and France continues to have new and legacy weapons platforms. This again begs interesting questions. Would disputes such as the one over the Moroccan Sahara continues if Russia hadn't been a major supplier of arms to West backed Morocco's rival Algeria? Was the war against Gaddafi's Libya a move to open up new markets for arms producers? Is Sudan a test bed for Western and Russian weapons? These questions are asked because many wars around the world just go on and on. Mad, mad dictators are only one part of the answer. Who supplies the weapons? The global arm industry today is more powerful than ever, and when its interests align with those of politicians, whether in democracies or in autocracies, war war becomes big business, and deaths become statistics. Thank you.